Hey there guys, welcome back to another video, and today, I'll show you some anime similar to Banished from the Hero's Party. Banished from the Hero's Party is a Japanese fantasy-like novel series written by Zappon and illustrated by Yusumo. An anime TV series adaptation by Wolfsbane and Studio Flat premiered in October 2021. Redhead used to be a member of a powerful and heroic party called the Hero's Party, until he got kicked out by his comrade. And thus, this once mighty adventurer decides to move to the countryside and sets his mind on opening an apothecary. While this series starts as a typical fantasy story with a hero who got kicked out of the party, it's not really revenge that follows. This once mighty hero decides to open an apothecary and live a slow life instead. And nothing's wrong with that. This is a great idea. Now with that said, let's begin. First up we have, the hidden dungeon only I can enter. Despite his noble title, Nor Starga is at the bottom of the social hierarchy. Because of this, his fellow nobles oppress him and treat him like garbage. However, he possesses a rare yet powerful ability to communicate with the great sage, an oracle who grants Nor the answer to absolutely anything. After failing to secure a job as a librarian, Nor decides to join the Hero Academy. He knows he must become stronger to enter the institution. The great sage advises him to explore a hidden dungeon deep within the mountains. There, Nor meets Olivia Servant, a beautiful yet enchained maiden trapped within the labyrinth. Olivia bestows upon Nor a set of ridiculously powerful skills that grants him virtually total control over reality. Naturally, there is a catch. Every time Nor attempts to use his powers, his life points decrease, putting his life at risk. To replenish his energy, he must give in to worldly pleasures such as kissing his childhood friend. With his newfound powers, Nor begins his journey as a student in the Hero Academy, meeting new acquaintances and helping them through the dire situations ahead. This anime is similar to Banished from the Hero's Party in a sense that it follows our MC on his journey to become an adventurer, with he himself having a unique, but perverted power. So if you like an anime that's similar in setting, but still have a laid-back yet somewhat action-packed adventure with a crap ton of steamy ecchi scenes, then I recommend you watch the hidden dungeon only I can enter. Next up we have, Fairy Tail. In the enchanted kingdom of Fiori, the lively Lucy Heartfilia has one wish, to join the renowned Fairy Tail, one of the many magical wizard guilds scattered around the continent. Luckily, a chance encounter with Natsu Dragneel, the salamander of Fairy Tail, whisks her into the legendary guild. From Natsu's rivalrous antics with Ice Wizard Grey Fullbuster to the frightening presence of the unmatched combat goddess Urza Scarlet, Fairy Tail's powerful mages have a slight penchant for trouble. Through all the lucrative odd jobs and adventures to save the world from destruction lies an absolute and unyielding trust stronger than family that is formed between each guild member. Teaming up with Natsu, Grey, and Urza, Lucy finds herself amidst the guild's most misfit wizards. But as they constantly stand in the eye of every danger, there is one name that never ceases to resurface: Zeref, the feared master of dark magic. Fairy Tail is like Banished from Hero Party in only setting only. This anime is filled with action and adventure with an overarching plot, many episodes, interesting characters, and a story that's slowly unraveling the mysteries behind the Black Wizard Zeref. So if you like an anime with everything I just mentioned, then I recommend you watch Fairy Tail. It is a shonen series, so you'll probably enjoy it. Next is Konosuba. After dying a laughable and pathetic death on his way back from buying a game, high school student and recluse Kazuma Sata finds himself sitting before a beautiful, but obnoxious goddess named Aqua. She provides the NEET with two options: continue on to heaven or reincarnate in every gamer's dream or real fantasy world. Choosing to start a new life, Kazuma is quickly tasked with defeating a demon king who is terrorizing villages. But before he goes, he can choose one item of any kind to aid him in his quest, and the future hero selects Aqua. But Kazuma has made a grave mistake. Aqua is completely useless. Unfortunately, their troubles don't end here. It turns out that living in such a world is far different from how it plays out in a game. Instead of going on a thrilling adventure, the duo must first work to pay for their living expenses. Indeed, their misfortunes have only just begun. Konosuba is similar in both setting and tone. It is slice of life and a sprinkles of action here and there, with a boatload of comedic moments that'll leave you laughing in your seat. So if you like an anime where the MC gets reincarnated with a team that's basically as useful as an umbrella with holes, but can come through when it counts, then I recommend Konosuba. Up next is Mushoku Tensei. Despite being bullied, scorned, and oppressed all of his life, a 34-year-old shut-in still found the resolve to attempt something heroic only for it to end in a tragic accident. But in a twist of fate, he awakens in another world as Rudius Greyrat, starting life again as a baby born to two loving parents. Preserving his memories and knowledge from his previous life, Rudius quickly adapts to his new environment. With the mind of a grown adult, he starts to display magical talent that exceeds all expectations, honing his skill with the help of a mage named Roxy Nagurdia. Rudius learns swordplay from his father, Paul, and meets Sylphiette, a girl his age who quickly becomes his closest friend. As Rudius' second chance at life begins, he tries to make the most of his new opportunity while conquering his traumatic past. And perhaps one day, he may find the one thing he could not find in his old world: love. The similarities lie in the fact that Mushoku Tensei has a slice-of-life aspect, especially in the first part of the series. The anime also has more action than Banished from the hero's party, which is where it slightly differs. Plus, watching Rudius grow his harem is very entertaining. I recommend this anime for people who want a somewhat slice of life with great story with a harem aspect to it. Next is The Dungeon of Black Company. After working tirelessly toward his goal of a self-sustainable neat lifestyle, Kinji Ninomiya has finally achieved his dreams. Now looking down on common folk commuting during a typhoon from the penthouse of one of his apartment buildings, Kinji gets ready to start his new, slothful life. However, all of his hard work goes to waste when a portal appears beneath him from out of nowhere. Teleported to another world, Kinji is forced to work for a mining company that focuses solely on profits, and has no care whatsoever for the safety and well-being of its employees. Refusing to live in such conditions, he begins devising plans to get rich quickly, building connections with others in this new world and making his best efforts to escape the stringent corporate life. Will Kinji be able to overcome his restraints and attain financial freedom once more? It has a really similar approach to the hero aspect as we see in Banished from the hero's party. The main character doesn't want to get revenge from the ones who wronged him, he wants to build an actual company. Imagine Kazuma from Konosuba was a businessman instead of a gamer, and his team was a lot more useful, that is Dungeon Black Company. This anime is similar in setting to Banished form the hero's party in a sense that it's a fantasy world. So if you like reverse Konosuba, then this is an anime I recommend. Up next, Drugstore in Another World. One day, a corporate slave Reiji suddenly got transported to another world. He made the best of his skills to make better potions, which earned him lots of money, and with that money, made a drugstore. An elf who has trouble aiming with his bow. Give him some eye drops. A dragon who always breathes out fire unintentionally? Don't worry, we have cough medicine for you. Reiji's new, fun, slow life as a pharmacist in a village drugstore starts now. Could these two be more similar? You can probably tell just by the title that this series is about a guy who opens a drugstore in a fantasy world where he got transported. The main character is extremely skilled at making potions, and that's the reason why he opens a drugstore. Throw some beauties into this mix and you have a chill and comforting series to watch. Finally, we have The Rising of the Shield Hero. The four cardinal heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to become its saviors. Melromark is a country plagued by the waves of catastrophe that have repeatedly ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. The four heroes are respectively bestowed a sword, spear, bow, and shield to vanquish these waves. Naofumi Iwatani, an otaku, becomes cursed with the fate of being the shield hero. Armed with only a measly shield, Naofumi is belittled and ridiculed by his fellow heroes and the kingdom's people due to his weak offensive capabilities and lackluster personality. When the heroes are provided with resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with the only person willing to train alongside him, Malty Melromark. He is soon betrayed by her, however, and becomes falsely accused of taking advantage of her. Naofumi then becomes heavily discriminated against and hated by the people of Melromark for something he didn't do. With a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart, Naofumi begins his journey of strengthening himself and his reputation. Further along, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in. So Naofumi buys a demi-human slave on the verge of death named Raphtalia to accompany him on his travels. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raphtalia must fight for the survival of the kingdom and protect the people of Melromark from their ill-fated future. Naofumi, the main character from The Rising of the Shield Hero, is incredibly similar to Red. And not only by his looks. Now Afomi got banished too because he was considered weak and soon after he found a cute and loyal companion. He is also mature looking and thinking, although his and Red's goals are different. Hey there, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what I do, why not subscribe to the channel? And if you like the video, please leave a like. With that said, I hope you have an awesome day.